Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Easy Work Boxing. About to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell. I thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Those who aren't, hit the notification bell. This is hot. This is hot news going on right now in boxing. Gary Russell Jr. exposes something that he says happened years ago between him and Terence Crawford. And Easy Work Boxing got to speak his opinion on this situation. Now, I'm gonna break down the situation of what happened and what Terrence says happened. Y'all give me 1 second. Okay. Now, Terence Crawford is apparently sparring some guy. Now, the guy that he's sparring, he's one of the top guys in boxing in the amateurs. This is what Gary Russell Jr. said. Terence Crawford, he's sparring the guy. The guy getting off on Terence Crawford. Basically, Terence got mad because he's moving around the ring, which means he probably using angles, footwork. He's not standing there and allowing Terence to beat him up, basically. So they get out the ring. Terence get out the ring. Oh, man, don't do that. Sorry about that. I apologize. But like I'm saying, Terence get out the ring and he come to Gary Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. say he's sitting there, he getting his hands wrapped. He approached me, say, man, how you feel about that, man? What you think he was doing? He was running or whatever. I'm think this is what he's saying. Gary Russell say, well, boxing is the sweet science. Hit not get it hit. That's basically what he was doing. He say Terence Crawford go to mouthing off at the mouth, high capping, straight up. He hit him. Caught him with a right, whatever punch he caught him with. Said Terence Crawford had to go see the people, had to go see the nurse. From high capping running off at his mouth. Now, y'all know I already told y'all I got a lot of respect for Gary Russell Jr. I already told y'all that he was a stand-up guy. I could already see the real man in Gary Russell Jr. And I always tell y'all about Terence Crawford, how I feel towards him. He a hood guy, come out the hood, shot in the head. He got a lot of heart. But people have to understand, even some of the most even gangsters have taken a loss and believe that. Even that guy who's a killer has taken a loss. And I'm talking about like in the streets, like that guy who's taken a killer has taken a loss. Yeah, Tamer got shot in the head years ago after a dice game. Y'all ain't know that? And now back to what I was saying, like I said, I got a lot of respect for Gary Russell Jr. Real dudes could tell real dudes. And that's how I look at Gary Russell Jr. I could tell that this is a real man, raised by a man, been around men, has respect, humble guy, but he ain't gonna play the radio with you. And I see that with him. Terrence is like that too, but Terrence, I guess, didn't know what he was running up on at that particular time. I guess he probably thought Gary Russell was soft, and Gary Russell showed him he's nowhere near that. And I'm taking nothing away from Terence Crawford. Like I said, killers take losses. At that time, he got caught slipping. You was running your mouth, you was high capping, and you ain't think that this dude was about that life. And Gary Russell got up and showed you he was about that life. And that's basically what happened. But when it comes down to the situation, do y'all feel that Gary Russell Jr. is seeking attention? Or is this something that's been talked about on a low so long that it had to be brought out? Because honestly, I never heard about it. I've heard in the videos that I saw, people are saying that this is a situation that people have wondered about and heard about, but nobody has officially said. I've never heard that. But it's good to bring it out, even still, because I want to know everything that goes on in boxing. So I appreciate Gary Russell Jr. bringing it out, but do you feel that it's the right time? And do you feel that Gary Russell Jr. is trying to get attention from this? And do you feel like it was right for him to do this? Now, I'm going to speak my opinion on the questions that I just asked y'all. Well, I feel like if it's been under the rug for so long, why bring it up? So in a way, I kind of feel like Gary Russell Jr. has done this to get a little bit of shine, to bring spotlight towards his name. And ain't nothing wrong with that, but why? If people have to wonder, then just keep it under the rug. You know, there's no reason to come out and say it now after all these years. But you have to look at Gary Russell's hunger. This man want to fight. He want to eat. So you could say he wrong. Like I'm going to say, and in my opinion, I think he a little wrong. But it's the fight game. Like he told Terence, if you feel like you got a problem with it because I came out and told the truth about something that was factual, you know, tell Al Heyman hit me up. I mean, not Al Heyman, but, you know, Bob Arum hit me up. We can do something. And that's how can you not respect that? How can you not respect that? You can respect that on the level of him saying, if you got a problem with it, we get in the ring. But as far as Gary Russell bringing this out now, I don't like that part of it. And I have a lot of respect for Gary Russell Jr., but the fact of it is, if it's been up under the rug, like I said, for so long, just keep it under the rug. You know, nobody knew about this. You didn't have to tell nobody about this. You know, why bring it out now? Why is it so important to talk about now? You see what I'm saying? And I take nothing away from Gary Russell Jr. I tell y'all, I respect this dude. He's a stand-up dude. I can really see this as a real man. You feel me? It ain't too many of them gonna run around no more. And from his actions, not saying that Terrence ain't a real man. Terrence just got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? And that happened in life. I done got caught slipping. I done lost fights. I done got hit upside the head with a pistol thinking a dude finna fight me. Everybody gonna take a loss. You know what I'm saying? That's just in life. That's period. So this takes nothing away from Terence Crawford's character as a man or who he is as a man. He just got caught. Simple. Now, when it comes down to them getting in the boxing ring, I think that Gary Russell should let that go. I mean, even if it was, everybody held him back. It was a situation like that. He still got caught. The punch happened. You ran up on him. You thought he was something soft, and he caught you, Terrence. Just period. Ain't nothing to take away from your manhood. I just told y'all, I done lost fights. I done got hit in the head with a pistol thinking a dude finna fight me. So it don't make him no less of a man. But as far as Gary Russell saying he want to step up in a fight and he want to fight Terence Crawford, Gary Russell gonna get his ass beat. He gonna get beat up. Just because people have to understand that just because you caught somebody, whether they say it's off guard or whether he stood toe to toe in Terrence's face and punched him, boxing is not street fighting. In my opinion, Terence Crawford got Gary Russell Jr. in a boxing match. So people have to ask themselves this question. Is this something that he could have kept under the rug? Why bring it out now? Gary Russell should reign supreme at 126 until somebody beat him. He should not want to move up or 130. He shouldn't move up that. He shouldn't try to do that. Gary Russell is getting older in age and wants money fights. Fuck them money fights. Stay at 126 or 130 and still build your legacy. You can be a long reigning champion. People have to understand, they talk shit about Gary Russell too. You can't make people fight you. You can't make nobody fight you. They have to sign a contract. This man is bringing out information about what went on years ago because he is desperate to make money. This man has a family, and ain't nothing wrong with that. He's trying to feed his children. It's sad that he have to even go through these tactics to try to get a fight. So I respect him. I just feel that this was inappropriate. The timing was inappropriate. You know, this is something we should have found out in a documentary. You know, years down the road. Oh, I didn't know that. Not now. Because it brings nothing. It brings a little spotlight to Gary. But Gary can't fight Terence. So what was the point? You know, I have my opinion, you have your opinion. That's what the comment section is for. You know, if you feel differently of my opinion, I'm welcome and open ears to hear anything anybody has to say. And like I said, I respect both of these fighters. You know, I like both of these guys. To me, these both are stand-up men. But I just feel like in this situation, Gary Russell did something that he shouldn't have did. It was inappropriate. But you also have to understand this man has children to feed. So whatever gets him spotlight, all publicity is good publicity. Whatever gets him spotlight, whatever could bring a check towards his doorway, I support him on that. But I'm just speaking on why. That's all I'm saying. Why? Yeah, Russell is desperate. Russell is up in age. You want to make sure your family's secure. What's wrong with saying that? Thank you, Edgar. Oh, Edgar sent me $5. Thank you for the donation, Edgar. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. What's wrong with that? I want a payday. I'm getting up in age. I got a family. Yes. You don't know what Russell did to Al Heyman? I don't think Russell did nothing to Al Heyman. I think that Russell is just such of a stand-up dude that he don't fall for everything. And when people don't understand, being a guy that don't fall for everything, having common sense, having knowledge, having confidence in yourself, a lot of people don't like that. You know, I see Gary Russell as some guy who say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I don't want that. Do this, do that. Gary Russell sees them as, I'm paying you. You see what I'm saying? I don't see Gary Russell as just sitting up there, he get a contract and say, oh, okay. No, that's not his character. And that brings problems. Look at Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya. It's the same situation. When somebody disagrees with somebody in power, then they get mad because they feel like, I'm in power. Who are you to dictate policy to me? And that's all I feel that's going on with Gary Russell Jr. No, I don't want this. And that's why Gary Russell only fights once a year, because you're not going to give. This is my legacy. This is my legacy. Give me what I want. Win, lose, or draw. Top Rank of his own wanted to sign Gary Russell Jr. Al Heyman told him no. I don't know if you watch Goodfellas Sports TV. but he explained the situation bad. I don't watch other people's channels for real unless it's to get information. No hate on what's his name? Goodfellas. I like his channel. I have watched Goodfellas before. He's a great channel like Champside, Showbiz, Bruce Vine. Shout out to them the channels that's not known like that, in the big category, but Money Brown TV, all them guys. I kind of agree with that, Edgar. Virgil isn't a diva. I don't think that Ryan is a diva. Besides the money issue, now I gotta take that back then, because that's some diva shit. That's whole shit. Besides, once you sign that contract, you can how you want to feel. You gonna get what you were paid in that contract. So yeah, that's some diva shit. I agree with you. I'm sorry, Edgar. Russell should fight a lot more often. His name isn't big enough to fight just once a year. But that's what I'm explaining. That's not his fault. He can't make people fight him. This man he calling out everybody. He's desperate for a fight. And I ain't saying desperate as in your money is, your pockets is hurting or nothing like that, Gary Ross. I'm just saying, in boxing, it's a deadly sport. Before you leave the sport, you just want to make sure your children have a payday. I'm not saying you broke. I'm not saying that you fucked up or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's the business. And who can blame you for that? If you want it, come get it. These Russells got to eat, B. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I got to read this. Edgar Camacho, shout out to you, EZWORK. If you're looking for unfiltered, unbiased analysis, you're right. You're the right place. Salute. I appreciate that, man. I work hard not to be biased and, kiss ass and all that. I appreciate that. That's more love than the $5 you sent, man. For real. Gary Russell Jr. was calling out Tank and Floyd Mayweather. Called up Gary Russell and told him to stop picking on Tank. Stop calling out Tank. Gary wants all the smoke. Yeah, like Gary Russell told Tank, he said, don't make this personal. Especially after he brought the situation to him, catching Terence Crawford slipping. Like, he said, I told him, he was like, I don't care if you 250 pounds. If you in front of me and you talking that trash, you got to back it up. And I respect Gary for that. People could say people was holding Terence or whatever, but Terence got dropped. He got caught slipping. He got caught high capping and wasn't ready. Honestly, Edgar, this is my first time ever hearing about this situation. Oh yeah. So no, everybody want to fight somebody when they tied up into another fight. Tank finna fight Santa Cruz. So yeah, he want to fight Devin Haney. He want to fight Ryan Garcia and somebody at 147 right now. They all talk that bullshit when they fight signed up. Oh, shout out to Travis Gotti too. Y'all check out Travis Gotti, his channel. He be fucking with me, real dude. He don't kiss ass either. He get no bias talk on his channel, whether you black, whatever. Buy it. Travis Gotti gonna give it to you like I give it to you. So shout out to Travis Gotti, man, for supporting me. I gotta support you, brother. Yeah, but I didn't got on. How you spell who name? Oh yeah, Travis. Yeah, Travis. He back on now, man. I don't know. You know, he disappeared for a minute. You know, before I had my channel, he was one of the guys. Him and 78 Sports. I like them two guys' channel. I actually used to watch Thunderdome Boxing as well. You know, of course, Fight Hype, all the big name channels. But you know, I checked him out a lot. You know, politics. Gary know what it is. A lot of fighters are sheltered. You know, I want to fight the best. I beat the best, and then one of the best called Al, and Al come to him and say, "Hey man, you know, Gary Russell Jr. just sent me a message to you, man. Say he want to fight you. Say you know you pick the terms, whatever the situation is, he'll get in the ring with you. I'm not looking that route. Then they gonna come back with Al come back with a lesser opponent, a C-level fighter, a B- fighter. You know, this guy says, you know, he want to fight. Sign me up. That's how I go. And then they team come and tell them how to dodge the questions of how they duck. That's all. It don't take. It's not fucking rocket science. It ain't. I keep telling everybody, Devin Haney ain't what everybody think. Who is Devin Haney for? Who is Devin Haney for? Nobody. Why does he get so much credit? Why is Virgil Ortiz getting so much credit? They ain't fought nobody. Now I give Virgil Ortiz credit for saying he wanted to keep Thurmans and everybody in the division. I don't know. I don't know opponent, and no disrespect to the opponents of Devin Haney, but they are not popular names. They ain't no respectable guys, no elites. It's a lot of fight who you can beat going on. Now I give a lot of credit to Fimo Lopez. A lot of people need to give a lot of credit to Fimo. This boy's taking a major chance out there. He's taking a major chance out there. Now, even though Lomachenko just gave his belt to Devin Haney, I feel Devin Haney probably would have beat him. Probably. Ain't no guarantee. But something in Lomachenko mind made him say that I feel this little dude can beat me, so let me get him this title. That's obvious. You know, take it how you want it, but if something in Lomachenko's head that said, I'm not gonna beat this little dude, here go my belt. But I feel like he probably would have did a good job against Devin Haney. Yes, sir. I just said do it for Lil Saint. He cowered out and dropped the belt. But I just wanted to get on here and say my 2 cents. I just been on. That just tell me that it's time to get off. So if you like to donate to the channel, you know where to go. PayPal, Cash App is connected to the channel. Nigga, dime, quarter, penny, it don't matter. I just appreciate y'all tuning in and watching the videos. Most of all, y'all be safe out here. Help as many people as you can, but don't be a fool for nobody. I will give y'all information on when I get my computer or whatever, when I'm gonna create the new channels or whatever I'm gonna do. But I just thank y'all for tuning in, man. I truly thank y'all. I love y'all. You know, just stay tuned. We got a lot going on, a lot gonna come in the works for EZWORK Boxing. It's EZWORK Boxing, I'm out.